CATEX TV. My name is Frank Fortunato. Today is Friday, June 3rd, 2016. If you want to follow us on Twitter, please go to CATEX TV. The flooding that has inundated Europe over the past week is now squarely centered on France. Officials at the Louvre Museum, as well as the Musée d'Orsay, are moving masterpieces of artwork from lower floors up to higher floors. The French capital is turning away tourists from cultural institutions throughout the city. Continuing rain today is lifting the Seine River to its highest level since 1982. As of 11 a.m. this morning, the Seine had reached 18.5 feet, or above 14 feet above its typical level. It's going to crest this afternoon at about 20.3 feet. The government's made emergency plans to evacuate the Élysée Palace, the home of the French president. At the Foreign Ministry on the left bank near Notre Dame Cathedral, officials are expressing fear that telecommunications and computer equipment on the lower floors of the Foreign Ministry at the Quai d'Orsay could also flood. This morning, Japanese police raided the headquarters of Suzuki Motor Corporation as part of an ongoing probe into the carmaker's use of improper fuel economy tests. Last month, Suzuki said that it had found discrepancies in its fuel emissions testing, but said it was not cheating. The company said that they had failed to use the legal testing methods simply because of lack of manpower. Suzuki stock shares dropped by 1% on the Tokyo Stock Exchange this morning. In London, market leaders at Lloyd's and the International Underwriting Association, as well as several company leaders, joined together in issuing a position paper saying that if the United Kingdom voted on June 23rd to leave the European Union, job losses are highly likely amongst the 34,000 people employed directly in the city's commercial insurance sector. They also predicted that the foreign capital is likely to leave London for more trade-friendly jurisdictions, and they also said, and this was the first, that the insurance companies that do stay in the United Kingdom following a vote to leave would continue to be subject to EU regulatory standards anyway, but now they wouldn't have any say in how those standards were formed. At least 24 people were killed in northern India today and 40 others injured in clashes between police and squatters in the northern India town of Mathura. Clashes broke out when police tried to evict members of a religious sect who had been occupying a public park for 2 years. 2 senior police officials were killed by gunfire. The Insurance Council of Texas estimates that 3 April hailstorms that struck the San Antonio area will cost insurers about $2 billion. The first hailstorm, which struck the city on April 12th, became the costliest hailstorm in the history of Texas. 2 other further damaging hailstorms came on the 25th and 29th of April. And according to news reports, the United States has reportedly dropped military weapons to rebel fighters in Syria. The weapon supplies were dropped to rebels in Maria, a town near Aleppo. It was the first time a weapons drop apparently had been made to rebels other than the Kurds. A U.S. defense official confirmed that the airdrop had taken place. In recent days, fighting has intensified near Maria. There are some 8,000 Syrian civilians trapped there, and now there's speculation that Russia might also deploy ground forces in Syria. The former Russian Deputy Minister for Foreign Affairs, Andrei Fyodorov, said, "This is under discussion. There are plans for this. The reinforcements would be special forces or volunteer soldiers willing to fight alongside the Syrian army." Meanwhile, of course, Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump advocates turning Syria over to ISIS so ISIS can have its own nation. All of our terrorism problems would go away, presumably. That's the news for today. If we have any breaking news, we'll come back and tell you. Have a good weekend, and we'll see you Monday.